we're going to do something called finish the sentence.
Do.
All right. In regards to real estate, emotions ruin real estate deals
When you connect a piece of property with your feelings and your emotions, property are investment tools. A property is somewhere that you sit some money and watch it grow. It's not, I know home is at the heart and all of that. And it's true. Your house mean a lot to you.
Yeah.
That's where you spend your time. But you got to disconnect your emotions from it. You got to make smart financial decisions when you buy property. That's why I don't say house, I don't say home. I say property. It's property to me.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And I saw that you was very intentional with that because, especially as a real estate agent, I'm sure, like when it comes to a seller, they don't want to sell their home for a particular price. But you as a realtor is thinking like this is a property, not necessarily a home.
Exactly.
And there's a difference.
Exactly. You got to watch the market trends. There's a lot of analytics that go into how you price your home. Because if you, at the end of the day, the seller determines the price. We can't tell them what to list it for.
Mm-hmm.
We can give them suggestions by law, but we can't say this is what you need to list this for.
Yeah.
Or you're not going to sell a house. So you see people put their property up on the MLS or in Zillow and they overprice it and it sit for 6 months. And they sit for 6 months because the people who are buying, their agent's doing a whole nother job. They're giving them comparative market analysis. Like, okay, this house is the same, got 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. They got these upgrades and it just sold for 110, right? But you want to sell your house for 125. And I'm just throwing numbers out there.
Yeah.
You want that 125 so bad that you would sit and not make money when all you had to do is just take, the 110.
Yeah.
It'd be that simple because the buyer agent is giving that information. Like, why would we buy the same house for $15,000 more? And it depends on the market because when there's a seller's market and ain't a lot of inventory, you got to go with what you can get.
Right.
You get into bid wars. There's a lot of different things to it, but right now I would say you go with the market tell you.
So tell me what's going on in the market right now. If I'm a renter, should I continue to rent or should I just get into the game because there's never a right time to purchase a house?
Well, for sure. The best time to buy a house was yesterday. It's always been like that. So every day that you wait, every year that you wait, you're getting a less of a better deal, no matter what. Now, if you don't care about going and buying the worst house on the best street or the worst house in an upcoming community and putting that work into it and rehabbing it, adding on to the house, you could put yourself in a great, great situation. So there's just different ways to go about it. But the market right now in the rest of America is the interest rates are coming down, but the prices are still way, way too high.
Yeah.
And in Cleveland, our barrier to entry is so low that it don't make no sense not to have a house. If you live in Cleveland or in the surrounding suburbs, it don't make no sense.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
The good thing for me was I bought my house in 2021. Mm-hmm. My interest rate like 2.6. Mine's crazy. But the thing is, I thought about like, no, maybe I should just rent another year because I was living downtown. I was living good, but just evolving. I'm just like, let me just go ahead and buy a house, and I'm glad that I did. Mm-hmm. But I got a friend of mine who, like literally since 2019, he was talking about buying a house, and he let 6-7 years go by, and he's still renting. Mm-hmm. So, how does a person know when they're ready to buy a house?
Can you hold that for me 1 second?
Mm-hmm.
Because I do want to say this as well. All right, you bought at 2%. Now, a person that waited till, let's say, 2026, right? Now, I'm about to go out and buy a house. There's not a lot of inventory because guess what? During 2021 and 2022, people got them low interest rates. Who want to go from a 2% to a 6-7%?
Right, we locked in. We ain't going nowhere.
So people ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So like I say, there's a lot of things that go into it, but I also wanted to say that because you mentioned that. So yesterday is always the best day to buy a house.
Yeah. And so since people like me who bought in 2021, since we locked in, then that slows down inventory.
Absolutely.
So people who are actually selling, then they can charge more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
Right.
Simple as that.
Absolutely.
Yep. So that helps contribute to where we at with these high prices.